Now, when it comes to what just happened in hip hop, well, if this is what the summer for rap is about to look like, we are about to get one of the most exciting runs we have seen for all lyricists in decades. And if you are ready to see how JID and also Eminem just helped restore that feeling that peak hip hop really needs, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. It helps me out a ton. And all of rap needs to see what just went down with JID's new project, because with the new music that we just got, really, in every sense of the word, what JID is doing and trying to bring to the table in hip-hop is something that is following in the lineage of what Kendrick Lamar has done on his run, which is just elevate the craft and find new ways to engage rap listeners with hip-hop experiences as a whole. And now with JID starting his official run, which is all leading up to his album God Does Like Ugly right now, but what he has done to kick this thing off is already continuing to make the standard for hip-hop right now to go out of the box and go above and beyond. Because even with JID releasing before this record what he is calling the Preluxe, which just as a concept is working both like a prelude of the album but also a deluxe record, well, what JID is doing is bending time and listeners' expectations and is just showing that to anyone who doesn't believe he should be respected as an MC who is trying to be in the highest tier possible, that whether you like it or not, he is here and he will only stay going forward. And really now, from this entire record to JID releasing an insane freestyle over Playboi Carti's HBA beat to tease this entire chapter, well, between the show of skill, the motion he is getting, and now the declarations he is making about his skill as an MC, and even how he believes that despite all the conversation about the West Coast running things and the East Coast pushing back, well, just like Kendrick channeled Tupac and Joey channeled the likes of Jay-Z throughout their runs to try and move the best they possibly can in this hyper-competitive era where real rappers are back, well, what JID did right on track 2 of this prelude, which is called New Better with Lil Yachty. Well, he is this version of this moment, and we understand he is not playing around as he channels the one and only Andre 3000, as he tells everyone to hear that in this new era, the South still has something to say, to quote his legendary words. And now between what JID really ends up doing here and the message that he puts out, and even out of all the featured MCs on this thing, what Eminem has done in his second collab with JID and all of the trouble he is starting, with this entire record, there is so much going on that is about to have major effects on the rap game going forward. And if you have not already, before I go any further into this thing, make sure to leave a like and subscribe, because in terms of rap releases that have dropped this year, there are, and I am serious, few releases so far that can compare to what we have gotten here. Because even with the idea that the 4 songs that JID has given us here are just a prelude to an album that is supposed to be even greater, bigger, and more ambitious than this, I mean, if you're 99% of the rap game who is putting out mid and hoping that you will be able to still get away with it and that this lyrical shift is a phase that will pass and end, but really, JID is showing that this is not a phase but an entire era, because from the details and sound design of this thing, which in terms of JID's performance, his word choice and subject matter seems even more purposeful than ever, to even the features like Lil Yachty of all people trying to improve and flex his pen more than we have ever seen, and just trying to do his best to go bar for bar with an MC as skilled as JID. Well, with Yachty jumping out like this and showing how inspired he is by JID and bars after a time where it seemed like he was moving away from the rap that we always knew for him in the past leading up to this for a while, I think hearing this passion is not a coincidence, and seeing someone who was the face of all of the issues in hip-hop like Yachty was when he came out on the scene to be on a record like this now, spitting bars on the exact same project that Eminem is on, well, I think that speaks volumes to the sentiment and culture in hip-hop changing right before our own eyes. And now in terms of all of the competition that JID is trying to bring out with this record, well, as he is really claiming that he is the king of the South here and that he will be the face of this region going forward in this new era, well, as JID is holding up this title and channeling the legendary Andre 3000 to do so, when you compare what JID has put out to other southern rappers like Lil Baby, for example, well, you'll see that JID is really the easy king of this region right now, and that this is the music that rap is going to need region-wide, because compared to the same old tired out mid that those grifters have tried to get away with over and over again, to now see someone like JID, who's from their very home that all of the clones and tired out rappers are from, and make something this compelling, which again does this by telling stories, entertaining, and has production which feels like it's straight out of a movie with how cinematic and grand scale it all gets. Well, really with this, JID is showing that he is a problem and it's needed, because for a rapper to be this hungry and inspired and really move like the ultimate MC in a lot of ways in terms of what a southern rapper skill set should be like in this era, which again, just from a fundamental standpoint, is to be both as entertaining as possible, but still keep that heart and passion that gives your music layers and makes it lyrically and topically complex. Well, JID's really doing that like a league leader at this point. And now with these tracks and the greater picture of it, there is so much to have fun with and get lost in, whether JID is just straight up saying something real or he is dropping an insane quotable or something really in between. And this is one of the big reasons why this record makes for such a fun listen. You can just sit down and hear something every time that you didn't pick up, and you will definitely be shocked to hear how much skill is written within these bars. But now with all of this really with JID, why he is doing so good here and why this project and entire era really seems like it's about to take him and his career to the next level is really because what JID has figured out is something that most other new lyricists have struggled to for their entire careers, which is straight out that JID walks perfectly on the line of making great sounding music but also high quality hip hop, and really from JID's production and beat selection to even the way he flows, which sounds nothing else like we have ever heard, as it's almost like a hybrid of Future and Andre 3000 or something like that. Well, really with JID being able to flex his lyrical muscle and show that he can play with the people in rap who try to make hits and play all vibes, but then he can also rap with the best of the MCs. Well, really, JID may be the second best rapper out right now in this category, aside from Kendrick Lamar, in terms of just being rounded enough to do both things, because with the tracks that JID has made here, and even seeing him glide over a Cardi beat the way he did, which for a lyricist or anyone is one of the hardest things you could do, especially with a track like HBA. Well, overall, JID has such a good understanding on being both an MC and entertainer that it just makes this entire record captivating throughout the entire duration of it. And now, speaking of this, what may be the most rewarding thing about this entire project and what is showing how JID is truly elevating higher and higher up is that as JID is becoming a more skilled MC and music maker and creating an experience like this, well, he clearly understands how to make a defining moment, and with everything on this record, JID really shows the collaborations he is aiming for as he gets Eminem of all people on a track for the prelude of this album with the song Animals Part 1. Really here you see how much JID is moving up, because to get a cosign from one of the best MCs ever, and at that, to appear on something like this, and after JID really did get the best of M on the track Fuel from M's last album, it almost feels like Eminem tried to get back at JID here and deliver one of the most entertaining features we have heard from him in so long, because from the vocals, which sound different and almost like M is trying to tap into the voice he had around the Marshall Mathers LP2 era, to then the fast-paced bars that he just does not stop going with for minutes straight on this thing. Overall, what Eminem ends up doing here for all of us to see is a moment where a legend just taps into literally every single thing that they got, all to try and show that they still have it, and clearly Eminem tried to define this moment here greater than everything else, because from the structure and speed that M is rhyming at, to the words which you can hear despite how fast they are moving, which definitely has been a criticism that it seems like Eminem has heard, because you can just hear his words stronger and more clearer here. Well, really overall in this moment, however Eminem pulled all of this off, he shows that he learned to rap better within an environment and pace where most just fail. And out of this, what M ended up doing, aside from showing that he can rhyme literally anything together, whether for better or for worse, because some of the lines are just crazy on this thing, was in the midst of this chaos, make fun of somebody for the first time who he has been more nice to maybe than he ever should have, and who the man who got dissed told us himself that M is on the smallest of rappers and people in hip-hop who never went against him. But now here, well, that is done seemingly, because seemingly what Eminem has done after one of the worst fall-offs of all time in none other than Kanye was make fun of him for ending up losing his entire brand and image. And as M literally actually tried to be nice to Ye before all of this and recorded a verse and song for Vultures 2 that was only removed last minute because M's team seemed to realize how bad of an idea that could have been. Well, now with their relationship being done and Kanye just being past a point where he's ever going to be respected in hip-hop again, Eminem has no longer held back on him, and what he did here was make fun of Ye and the whole point and message of the track he dropped called Cousins, where he said the thing that left everybody absolutely speechless, which is rare for his standards, and with M just twisting this bar to make a witty one-liner that is making Ye the center of a joke. Well, this is classic Eminem, however you like to see a legend like him make Ye sit down and just put into perspective how much he has lost and how much of a joke he has really became. And now, in addition to dissing Kanye, Eminem also mentioned Ja Rule here quickly, but that almost seemed like a little bit of a joke considering how that feud is well but over and Eminem is the clear winner. But also who he made sure to diss here and tell everybody about was once again none other than Diddy, and he doubled down on the same thing he said the last time he collabed with JID, which is that Diddy is responsible for everything that went down with Tupac. And I think in this time where of course the Diddy trial just ended and everything that happened there did, First off, I think it's very important that Eminem is still calling him out and showing that he is standing against Diddy, unlike other rappers are already showing that they are not. And really, with M just putting this out right in this time, I think it also shows that Eminem knows so much more that he is trying to tell us without saying out loud. And now with all of this, well, it really does show that Marshall Mathers still has one of the most wild rapper brains you could ever imagine. But what we can say for sure, that in the rap game that is getting more competitive and more lyrical, the fast-paced but audible lyrics that you can make sense of here pretty well, and proves that he is one of the best rhymers ever. And now as M did all of this with JID, and at that on such an important and pivotal record, it really puts things into perspective. And as this collab for them is just bar one, well, it's showing that something very special is coming next. But until then, well, all we can do is see what JID does and what happens as the rap game reacts to a record like this. And until that moment, how people are going to perceive another MC just coming for the throne as a whole. And so now with all this said, let me know, what do you think about JID's new record, what it has to offer, and what are your favorite moments from it? What are your favorite songs? And what do you think that JID is going to pull off when this entire era is all said and done? Now, I can't wait to hear what you have to say about all of this. And now, if you made it to this point in the video, you know what to do. Be sure to leave a like and subscribe. It helps me out a ton. And now, if you want to see how right before this, well, as JID keeps winning, Drake keeps losing, as some really bad things just came out that are showing that he has faked more than we have ever seen. Check out the suggested video.